here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And today we are doing a very special A Day in the Life of. And today we have Morgan Dash on with us, the Star Killer. And I'm going to go ahead and get my stream shares going. And I'm going to let Morgan kind of introduce himself. And, you know, kind of where you guys can follow him while I'm doing this.
I'm Morgan. I'm 17. This is my third year of wrestling. Started training with Firestar in 2020. But definitely follow me on Instagram, Morgan_Dash_05. And then I got the YouTube account, Morgan-YT.
Morgan Dash. All right. So the tweet is out. We've got one here in YouTube or Twitch. How are we doing, guys? Give me 1 second. I'll get all my shares going so we can have everybody in. I know we're live a little bit early today, but hey, you know, you got to if you want to do some interviews. Yeah. All right. There's that one. There we go. All right, guys. I thought I had my text on here but I guess I don't. So, let me pull up my notes. But how's everyone doing today? I hope you guys are having a good day. Like I said, we're live here doing the Day in the Life of. I want to give a special shout out to Firestar Pro Wrestling, which is one of the amazing sponsors here at for the stream. If you guys are interested and you are in the North Carolina area, they hold shows three times a month, I do believe.
Not sure.
They hold very frequent shows. Like I said, they're located here in Greensboro. If you're not in the Greensboro area, you can find them on YouTube. It's Firestar Pro Wrestling Classics, I do believe is what the YouTube channel is. You can find all of their most recent matches. You can go back and watch matches from like years past. And it is an amazing promotion here in Greensboro. Head trainer is LeBron Cozone. Great. He's a really great teacher. And from the little bit that I got to be there, you definitely saw the passion with LeBron. And what's going on, Ryan? How we doing, man? Welcome in. So, but yeah, check them out. You can find LeBron on Twitter. I think it's like KO Pro Wrestling, or you can just type in LeBron Cozone. But yeah, so that is basically the plug for the stream that I want to give a shout out to for today for the sponsor, just because this is one of the great talents over at Firestar. So we've got, looks like 2 people. We've got Ryan in here. We got Commander Root. What's going on? We had one over in Facebook. Welcome in. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. So I'm gonna get right in with the questions. So, what got you into the pro wrestling business?
Well, back when I was a little kid, I always watched on TV. I watched Jeff Hardy a lot back in the day. Um, and AJ Styles and TNA. And me and my two nephews used to wrestle around in the back room. Then we did backyard wrestling, stuff like that. And then in 2020, or like a year before, when I like started watching more of indies wrestling and stuff, I got super into Will Ospreay.
Ooh.
So with AJ Ospreay and Jeff Hardy being big inspirations, I said, you know what, I want to try it too, see how it goes. So I signed up for Firestar, and now I'm out. Now I'm where I am.
And one of the recent graduates of the Firestar Pro Wrestling, you were graduate, what was it, like 37th?
36.
36. That's right. He was. Jeff.
I know Chris Young that I just wrestled graduated. Grant Watts, I believe, No Joke.
Yep, No Joke.
And Blade Brown also.
And then also tomorrow's guest, Alex Evans, was. So yeah, there was a very, and I think So Fly too. Manny Lowe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy, one of my favorites, to be honest, but Stone Cold and Cena are my goats. Yeah, no, those Jeff Hardy is one of those, like, a lot of people grew up watching. You know, everyone's like, that's, you know, a lot of the people that I've talked to said that's what got them into wrestling. But Stone Cold for me, like, I just turned 30, so like I was around watching wrestling during the Attitude Era. Like, that was one of my Halloween costumes that I went as. But yeah, no, Cena is definitely, like, I would say the bearer of, like, the WWE. Like, he kept WWE going for 20 plus years, man. So Morgan, like, who do you admire the most in the wrestling business?
I'm gonna have to be honest. It would probably be Will Ospreay because just I don't really, I can't really describe why. It's just something about the way he wrestles and stuff like that.
Yeah, like,
it's really big inspiration.
Yeah, and like with Osprey, like, I've noticed, like, he doesn't have the typical, like, yeah, he started off as a high flyer, but then as he started bulking up, he's like kind of changed his moveset a little bit to kind of go with that. And he said his inspiration, Ryan, is Will Ospreay. Apparently, they can barely hear you.
No, it might be because I'm talking over too quiet, or it could be my headphones.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, let me try and see.
Okay, that might be a little better now. I turned up my voice output.
Okay. Ryan, does that sound a little bit better? Me. Trying to see if I can hear.
Also,
his audio's turned all the way up.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So, okay. I mean, you kind of said, you know, one of the questions that I had is, like, what year did he start training? If you didn't tune in, so yeah, what year did you start training, and who did you train with?
On my first day, I think it was June 7th of 2020, and the people that were there was it was me, Mr. AOK, who was also starting that day. I know Tojon was there. Sadie Lee Moss was there. I think James Ryan might have been there. Can't quite remember.
Okay. So, what was that kind of like on your first day? Like, what's
Um, I was definitely nervous. Um, I didn't really know much of what to expect because I was just like mostly like, wow, I'm really about to start training to be a professional wrestler. That was the main thing on my mind. But once we got in there and started bumping and rolling and all that stuff, it the nervousness kind of just faded off into the distance.
okay? So now, what would you say your on your first couple days training? What do you think? What would you say your was the was something that kind of gave you more of an issue? More say like, what do you think took you a little bit longer to learn?
For some reason, it was one of the roles I was struggling with at first. With it was on the right side. I could do it perfectly with the left, but the right, I just had to keep practicing on it.
Oh, the
But
rolls,
I guess
yeah,
yeah,
the
kind of got me over.
quarter rolls, I
Yeah, the
think.
quarter roll, right quarter roll. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. So like, what going into the into day one before I like so I was really excited. Like I kind of learned a little bit when I was still up home in West Virginia. So like some of the things that like they had kind of like showed me, like I was shown how to do a bump, um but it had been like 6 years at that point when I came in the Firestar before day three, when I blew out when my knee kind of went out on me. But like I learned how to do a bump and the rolls, and the rolls were pretty easy for me. Like there was a couple wonky ones, but like especially going with like LeBron, like he looked at me and was like, uh, "Do these a little bit better. Try it this way," you know. But like the rolls, if you've never done them before, is a little tricky because you're used to going dominant. So like right rolls, if you're right-handed, are going to be a little bit easier for you. Now left, if you're not, you know, if you're not ambidextrous, the left rolls, if you're right-handed, will be the ones that take you a little bit. From my experience. Um,
Yeah. For me, it was like reverse for some reason. I still don't know why it was like that, but I'm all good with it.
so, what would you tell someone trying to break into the wrestling business?
Ooh. Um, I would say really, really focus on your training and when you're uh, doing matches and stuff, really try to showcase a lot of what you can do and what you've learned and really invest into yourself, whether that be gear wise, picture wise, merchandise, any sort of way, going to seminars, all of that. Really try to get as much under your belt as you can so that way when you start wrestling, it's just like people are going to be like, wow. And then that way more people will want to pick you up.
Of course, like one thing that I've noticed, um, seminars, like Morgan said, are going to be your biggest, because some of the seminars you'll get people from like anywhere from Chris Hero, who's been in NXT twice now. If you watch NXT during the original start of it, he was Cassius Ono. There's like so I've seen one of his seminars. Amazing guy. Firestars had Dax Hayward. I think is what
Yeah,
it's,
that's hardwood.
yeah, from FTR. They've had Jay Lethal, Davey Richards.
Norris Griffin, Captain Sean Dean,
Yeah.
Josh Wood too.
So like, they've had Griff Garrison, who currently wrestles on for AEW with the Varsity Blondes. It just, go and learn as much as you can. Because if not, if there's some people that I've seen that go in and they're just like, oh well, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, but no, like you have to go in, learn your basics.
Basics is the biggest thing.
Yeah, and in some places that I've seen, I mean that I've noticed is they'll teach you how to bump, roll. They won't go. They won't go into detail about a lot of things. They'll let you do, all of the. They'll have you do like 3-4 bumps, 3-4 rolls. Then they'll move you on to the next thing. But the thing with LeBron is he's very much a repetitions kind of guy. Before you move on, before the whole class moves on to anything, if he will be like, have you do like 4 or 5 of them, and they'll be like, okay, go over here with so and so, and they're gonna show you, keep working on it. And that's what I really liked about LeBron. From the couple classes that I'd been in, I'd seen, he's very much until you got to progress at your own speed, but get better at this before you can, but he'll still move on with the class because he doesn't want, the class to, kind of be stuck in that. But like, LeBron is very well rounded when it comes to teaching people. And that's why I say if you're in the Greensboro area and you definitely want to, even just check out a show, go to a show, and then, if you decide to, definitely, I would say Firestar is a good place to start because he is very much a fundamental kind of trainer. He's very much like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to make this more of a business and how to market yourself. And I think that's really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, Morgan's been there now for 3 years, so firsthand he knows, what LeBron's like firsthand, and how he is, and so yeah. And for 2023, for Morgan Dash, what do you want to accomplish?
Well, to begin, I want to get more bookings and start wrestling at some more places and kind of raising up some more money and stuff, support myself and my child, all that. But my biggest goal for 2023 would be to get on a DPW show.
Yeah. I started watching DPW right around the Chris Danger debut. And I'm going to say DPW in the last year has grown so much. Now, I would definitely love to see Morgan Dash wrestle someone on the DPW because they've got a lot of great talent over there.
Jay Malachai or Diego Hill.
For sure. Jay Malachai also in Firestar. Diego Hill has appeared over there. Now imagine if the Star Assassin. Is it the Star Assassin?
Yeah, Star Assassin.
Yeah, the Star Assassin got in the ring with, one of those two, or even Kid Bandit, because Kid Bandit's pretty featured over there too. I would love to see that match.
Yeah, I've had 2 previous matches with Malachi. They were both pretty great. So, wonder what a third would be like.
Now, Have
biggest platform.
has it been like you've won one, Jay's won one, or has it been like he's won both, you've
Um,
won both, or
so technically, in October of 2021, when we first wrestled, it was a draw, and then that January, we ran this little segment where like I kind of got attacked and stuff, and he demanded a match, so he ended up beating me for the title right there. And later on in the year, I challenged him again, and then Maurice Moss ended up costing me the match. And then just recently in September, we had a 2 out of 3 falls match, which Malachi won the
so it's like it
match.
was it was like a draw and then two blow off other matches.
Yeah.
Got you, got you. Um, so this is a question that I ask just about everyone. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hmm. That's a tough one right there. I want to say, um, in about 5 years, I want to be um, on some sort of bigger platform. Maybe that be AEW, Ring of Honor, um, something like that.
Okay.
Just really working a lot.
Now, one of the things that if you pay attention to my Instagram, because that's basically where I've been, kind of promoting some of, people that I've met in Firestar that I've enjoyed, even just talking with. So Morgan Dash is now in 2023 accepting bookings. I made that post for him. I've brought this in. Now this me doing a day in the life of is just to kind of interview some people, get some more light on them, whether that be if you're here on Facebook, if you're here on YouTube, if you're here watching on Twitch. I mean, I've got one, but if you're if it's 7 days from now, if you're watching this interview, check out Morgan Dash. Morgan, I've been to like 6 shows last year. I want to try and get out and get to see more, but work is just crazy. But definitely check out Morgan. Morgan might be smaller, but Morgan is definitely a really fantastic worker. Just from the few shows that I've seen him at, that I've met him, and just you definitely need to check Morgan out. So one of my questions that I do want to ask you, Morgan, is how would you describe your wrestle style? Like some people, there's like are more of a technician, high flyer, just a pure wrestler. Like how would you describe your wrestling style?
Um, well, I'm sort of like a hybrid type thing because I mean, my main thing is the flashy stuff, the high flying stuff, and then I do some technical things. Like usually towards the beginning, I'll try to out wrestle the guy, and if I have to result to it, then I'll go into some sort of bigger moves, um, like Brainbuster, for example. I love using the Brainbuster. Um, I done a fireman carry neck breaker
Ooh,
before at an American Lucha show. Uh, I like using a half and half suplex.
half and half's really nice.
And I think my favorite high flying move's got to be the shooting star. That that was like a year process to get that.
Yeah. So, um, like what? Hey, Sheldon out here with the raid party of 2. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Mac2Cool93. I'm a Twitch variety streamer. You can find me doing things such as this, where we're doing a live interview podcast style. I call it a day in the life of. Today's guest we have is professional wrestler Morgan Dash. But you can find me playing games such as God of War Ragnarok. I've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla I've played. I'm playing Gotham Knights. You can find me watching or playing Fortnite. Things such as those manner. And if you're just tuning in, if you're enjoying this, hit that like button, hit that follow. So that way you can get notified. I've got another interview coming in tomorrow. We're going to be doing an interview with Alex Evans, another Firestar pro wrestler / graduate. But we are here, and Morgan was just kind of explaining, his style of wrestling. But welcome in, Raiders. Thank you, Havoc. Let's go ahead and give Havoc a shout out. Let's see, what were you playing, Sheldon? Last playing Lost Juggernaut or Judgment. So Morgan, for the people coming in, since they're just now tuning in, you want to kind of give a little rundown of who you are, stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. So, as you said before, Morgan Dash, the Star Assassin. I'm 17. I've been training since I was 14, and I started with Firestar with LeBron Cozone. It's been about 3 years since then.
So if you're 17 now, that would have made you 14?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So we've got Feet, Drapsnack, Commander Root in here. So one question I'd also asked him is where he saw himself in like 5 years. He said he just kind of wanted to be working more, and he wanted to try and get on a bigger platform, whether that be AEW, Ring of Honor, something like that. And if you guys are not familiar with Firestar, give them a look. Really great promotion. They've been around for 10 years, I believe, in North Carolina. And check out their head trainer, LeBron Cozone. He's wrestled on AEW Dark. He's wrestled Jay Lethal. He's been in the ring with Frankie Kazarian. Just some TNA names and current AEW wrestlers to kind of throw out there if you guys aren't familiar. And, we've kind of talked about what got him into the wrestling business. Started in 2020. Training, he kind of wrestled around with his family in the backyard. The person who he admires most in the wrestling world is Will Ospreay. And yeah, so that's just kind of a rundown of what we've talked about, some of his answers. And he would explain his wrestling style as like a hybrid wrestling with a little bit of high flying mixed in with some technical
power moves and striking.
So that's a quick little rundown of the Star Assassin Morgan Dash. So your finisher, what is your finisher? What made you think to use that as your finisher over something else? Has it stayed the same? Have you changed it?
I've changed up a lot. I used to use the lethal injection, and then I moved to the Shining Wizard.
Ooh.
And now I usually sometimes use a Yakuza kick in the corner, brainbuster, shooting star combo, or a shooting star by itself.
Okay. Now, have you tried to do a standing shooting star, or do you just stick with the?
I do standing shooters a lot. Typically, uh, in its own sort of combo, followed up off of a drop kick, or sometimes I do it and then I do a roll into the corner with a middle rope moonsault to follow up the standing shooter.
Okay. So we've got Che- Chef Hill, drop snat, and feet. Um, Before I kind of go into my last question, does anyone have a question they want to ask Morgan? Is there anything that you can think of that you want to ask Morgan? Because I think I'm gonna ask like one, maybe two more questions, and then we'll kind of go from there. Does anybody have anything? No? Okay. So one other question that I've got. Is there anybody that you've been in the ring with, or that you've, kind of talked to that's given you like great advice, um, that you use to this day in the 3 years that you've trained and been wrestling, that has like kind of stuck with you that kind of follow to this day?
Um, well, definitely stuff that Cozy has told me, but being in the ring with Jackson Drake and Jay Malachi and wrestling those matches, um, I definitely got a lot more heavy-handed with my striking after I wrestled Jackson.
Yeah, because that man. Some of his chops that I've heard, ooh, and just
Jack's kicks hurt so bad; they are paralyzing.
you
They're
said
the
his
worst
kicks.
thing ever, especially with the titanium bone.
Oh wait, what happened with his?
Um, that I forget like when it happened, but he was in some sort of accident, and it was a life-threatening thing for him. Actually,
Oh
pretty
wow.
bad. But he got a collarbone that is titanium, which I literally broke my finger chopping him right
Ooh,
there by accident. Um, and one of his legs, he's got titanium screws and stuff. I believe
ooh,
that man is the legit Iron Man.
yeah.
I swear to God.
So he's a walking weapon, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um. All right. So, here's another question that I ask people, and we've had various answers. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of wrestling?
How many people would that be?
Yeah, you can do five. You can do 10.
Yeah, I'll do. Because that's about all I got really, or something like that. To start, I would definitely say Will Ospreay, then Jeff Hardy, John Moxley, Darby Allin, Ricochet, AJ Styles.
Ooh, that's a good Mount Rushmore. Like because like if you watch New Japan, Will Ospreay is killing it over there. Former
Oh yeah,
IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, former IWGP United States Champion. I think he's been a junior tag team champion. I
I, hmm,
I haven't watched a whole lot of Osprey in the last, but I know he's been a IWGP Heavyweight Champion, United States Champion, um, and for me, AJ Styles. That like I've watched him since early TNA days, like like 2002. I watched a couple of the internet pay-per-views. I've watched.
Oh shit! I forgot about Amazing Red. I gotta put Amazing Red on that Mount Rushmore too.
Yeah, Amazing Red. Shoot, he's. I don't really see him wrestle much any that I because
Yeah.
I don't think he really wrestles that much. I know he was wrestling. He came back to Indies a couple years back and was doing wrestling with them. Um, but I haven't really seen anything from him. But Darby Allin is like my little dark horse. Like he's now a two-time TNT champion. Just the last year with things he's done with Sting has just been amazing. Like I think that has helped his career. Just even learning from Sting because Sting's been in wrestling since like the 80s. I think yeah, 80s or and he it's now 2023. You know, he wrestled for WCW all up until they got bought out. He left them, came to TNA in 2005, I think. Wrestled with them all up until about 2012, I do believe 2013. Came to WWE, had a brief stint there, and now he's back wrestling with another major company. Like I think he's one of the main people who's wrestled for WCW, TNA, now Impact Wrestling, WWE, and now AEW. Like he is, in my opinion, probably one of the greatest to ever do it because he's in his 60s. He had a career-ending back injury that he suffered from with Seth Rollins to come back and be like, hey, I can wrestle again. I'm coming to AEW. I'm going to be not a full-time wrestler, but not a part-time wrestler. And just, so I think that's definitely helped Darby. So, is there anything else you want to add to this before we kind of head out?
Well, if anybody sees this and all, and you do want to contact me for some sort of booking, my email is morgan-pro05@gmail.com. I mentioned my Instagram at the very beginning, Morgan_dash_05. My YouTube is Morgan-YT. And yeah.
So I will definitely post more for you guys on my Instagram. So if you are not following my Instagram is the same as same as here on Twitch. It's Mac2Cool93. I'll give like some updates. I'll try and did you ever send any? You got any clips? No. I'll
I completely forgot about that.
I will hold up. Let me see if I can pull up your Instagram. Do you have any clips on there?
I do. I know I have a music video posted on my YouTube that uses one of my theme songs that I've started using for Firestar and PWA Wrestling with some pretty nice clips in those.
Okay. Let's hope I don't get a copyright strike, but we're gonna.
Oh yeah. You might want to meet the video, okay?
Morgan-YT. Is it the one that was posted 5 days ago?
Hold on, let me check for you.
So you've got the highlights: Morgan Dash versus Chris Young versus Bobby Wasabi from 12:30.
I'm gonna send you over a link on Discord here.
On Discord, I got you. Bam. All right, there we go. Let me follow that link. Let me copy that link, actually. There we go. Cool. It's already. I've got the music muted. There, I'm gonna pause the clip right there of just the music. Oh, I actually watched that match, that fatal four way. It was
Which one?
you, Alex, TDT.
Oh yeah, the six-man scrambles. Me, Alex, PDP, Grant Watts, Taylor X, Oliver Sawyer. I think that's it.
That's Malachi in there, right?
No, that's Project Taylor X.
Well, no, the you were wrestling.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. My bad. I thought you were talking about the six-man scramble. Yeah, I've got matches from both of me and Malachi, or all of me and Malachi's matches, all of me and Jack's matches. Um,
it's a nice little video.
this six-man scramble.
So, as you can see, his attire is kind of, changed over the years. But just to kind of give you guys a little bit of what to expect from Morgan Dash and some of uh, his move set. He's got he's got hops. He just did a standing Hurricane Rana onto Jackson off of the top rope.
Oh yeah, I remember when we first did that in a training match. That was it was scary, but it was fun.
Yeah, because you got to be able to you got to think if you're what 5'5".
I'm 5'2", I believe. Yeah, 5'2".
5'2".
Very very short.
Yeah, and the ring that Cozy has is not a small ring by any measure. So
No.
if he's able to, so he's got to have some hops because if Jackson was sitting on top rope and Jackson's I believe 6 foot.
Oh yeah, he's 6 foot.
Yeah, and he was sitting straight up and he got and to do the Hurricane Run off of that you got to give him that. It kind of looks like a Titantron video.
Yeah, it's sort of what I made it for, just in case I ever needed to put up a Titantron or something. I made it for the BWA promotion, my nephew's place. Where we turned it from backyard into more professional style.
Okay.
Brought in people, Malachi, Jack, TDP, Baby Lotion, Elliot Shock, a lot of different people. We got Oliver Sawyer.
Okay. Oliver Sawyer has when Davey Richards came to Firestar, them two wrestled and they put on a banger of a match.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so that way you guys kind of have a little bit of a feel. If you're watching this in the playlists, and you're looking to bring someone in, and Morgan Dash is the person. There's that video. I can copy that link and post it to my Instagram just so you guys can also pull that. So like I said, if you're not following Instagram, it's gonna be MacJaCool93. I post all of my Twitch updates. I post what's going on in my day to day. I share food that I've made. I know it's everybody does that, but I mean, I enjoy to cook. I post about which con I'm gonna be working at. In the last year, I've posted. I've shared stuff about Grant. I've shared stuff about Bobby. I've shared stuff now about just people that I've met at Firestar graduating. Morgan was one of them. Alex Evans, Grant Watts, no joke, Aaron. What is his last name? Wilson.
Wilson, I
Yeah.
believe.
So just great talents to look out for. I've got Morgan. I've now got Morgan on A Day in the Life of. I've had Bobby Wasabi on here. I've had Don Furio. I've got tomorrow coming on. I've got um, Alex Evans. I'm setting something up with a couple other people from Firestar. I'm just really this year. I'm looking to bring A Day in the Life of and bring more focus to indie wrestling and Firestar as a whole, because it is a company that I can say that I'm proud of to see. I've become close with, people, and just to be able to bring them on here for you guys to watch the interview, whether it be the day that it's live, whether that be 2 months from now, if you find this in a playlist, just you can go back and say, hey, Mac, aka Jed, had him on here, doing the interview with him. Let's keep up with him on Instagram and see him progress even more, because like just Morgan as a whole, you can see some of his moves. It's a lot of high flying, it's a lot of technical, it's hard hitting, but he is still learning, he's still progressing, he's still getting better. So 5 years from now, where he could be on AEW, he could be focused on Ring of Honor, or even DPW and Firestar. You can say, hey, he's growing, he's getting better. I want everybody to come see the light. Go watch some of Morgan's matches. Jay Malachai is a great wrestler, has been doing it since he was 13. He's now 18. Same thing for Jackson Drake. He's been in the ring with both of those, and they've both been on AEW. Who else have you been in the ring with?
I've wrestled with Culture Inc. before with J.R. Miller. Um, my debut match was against Johnny Lyons. He wrestled on Raw and 205 Live. On Raw, he was going by Ronnie Ace. He wrestled. It was like the A.B. something. I forget what the guys' names were, but they were some pretty big guys. And that was my debut match in March of 2021. Trying to think if there's any other really notable people I've worked. I know I had a match with Mark James, which I won that.
With who?
Mark James.
I don't think I've heard of him.
Yeah, his nickname is The Brute.
Okay.
Firestar just uploaded a recent video that includes that match in it.
Okay. But yeah, so again, you can follow him on Instagram. It's the Wickastar8. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. My name is Mac2Cool93. I'm a Twitch variety streamer. You can find me doing stuff like this. A Day in the Life of. I play Gotham Knights. I also play God of War Ragnarok. I play Fortnite. Those are just some games to kind of for you to get a sense of. And welcome in. We are here with the Star Assassin Morgan Dash, a 3-year pro wrestler, currently wrestling with Firestar. Is there any other promotions you wrestle for?
I've wrestled for my nephew's promotion, BWA Wrestling, or Bray Wrestling Association, American Lucha. I did a battle royal with Firestar at an ex-WW show in the Bojangles Coliseum. I wrestled in Tennessee and won the junior heavyweight title up there.
Oh, nice.
Not really going to go on that much because of some things, but um, yeah.
Okay.
That's about all the places I've wrestled so far. I definitely want to expand that list.
Oh yeah. I mean, just in the year, like, I think I first met you back in May, I believe, at that first Firestar show. Um, and the couple other shows that I've been at, like, I've I've seen you grow, and I've gone back and watched some of the other matches. Like recently, I watched the 6-man scramble. He was in there with some pretty big names for Firestar, and just of the North Carolina brand itself. I say North Carolina brand because there's a lot of great talent here in North Carolina. Just definitely check out Firestar Pro Wrestling on YouTube. Check out that 6-man scramble. You will not be disappointed. Check out Morgan Dash on YouTube. Morgan Dash YT on Instagram. You'll have to say which it's the Morgan Dash, correct?
Morgan underscore dash underscore 05.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a Twitter or anything?
Yeah, it's Morgan underscore dash 05.
And so there we go. Check him out. Give him a follow. Follow him on Instagram. Follow him on YouTube so you can see what everything he's got going on during 2023 and on. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's Mac 2 Cool 93 here. Special guest Morgan Dash. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 4:30 with Alex Evans. We'll just kind of go into some of what got him into the pro wrestling world, why he chose Firestar, stuff like that. But thank you guys for being here, and I will see you tomorrow.